bombs, beats.
De Quinte, Maroto, Masato, Conatos, Sotos, Desperados, Antonio Banderas.
Translation.
Yeah, man, that was code for we are back with another. It wasn't really, but we are back with another episode of the Real Rap Coalition podcast, man. Yeah, and this is episode 12. You know, so we've been in this thing for 3 months, man.
Don't say, nigga.
Facts. Say it again.
Don't say. That means 12.
All right.
That means 12.
And before we get into you know, everything else, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. My name is Showtime Slim, man. Who else we got here?
It's Blackrootz, man. We back again in the beat. What are you talking about?
Bob Celeste, no me gusta, el maniac, nigga. Let's go, nigga.
Is this nigga just gonna be muted or it's on me? I guess it's on me, man. Big Lord Pujols, we here again. I seen a lot of Spanish niggas getting their ass whooped last week, nigga. Let's go.
Me llamo Tex.
And we got Creative Choice Caleb in the building.
Caleb in the building, man. I'm the one whooping all these Hispanic motherfuckers' ass. Let's go.
Hola, Caleb.
I
was racist as hell.
It might have been.
Was it?
Your name is Pujols, bro.
All right, man. Anyways, besides that, it's the reason we all, you know, we getting our Spanish heritage on, man. I'm gonna let Blackrootz go ahead and let y'all know what we doing today. Go ahead, Roots, take it over.
Yo, we watched Desperado, cuz I'm not gonna lie. This might be like for me personally, this might be like top 10 90s movies. I'm not even gonna lie to you, especially in the action, you know, genre. So we got Antonio Banderas, you know what I'm saying? This nigga is pissed. And he got guns.
Why you
and
mad?
That's really all niggas need to know.
But why you mad?
He pissed because somebody done killed his bitch and now he out to kill niggas.
Spoiler alert, there will be spoilers.
His hand up.
Yeah, there will be spoilers, man. So
yeah, if you didn't watch this movie, you had years to do it, but just go and do that shit now.
They smoked his high now.
Is that what that mean?
What that mean?
His girl.
Fire. This nigga might be half Spanish.
Fact check that.
Yeah, so Antonio Banderas, he's the main character in this movie. He is on a quest to find in which I thought I was kind of confused whenever I first watched this way back. It was confusing for me because somewhere a little bit down the line after the intro, they show him, I guess he had a dream that his bitch got killed or whatever. And it looked like some white dude did it. So I'm like, why is it like mad Hispanic people working for a white man? But anyway, turns out he feels somebody ordered his bitch to get killed. Mm-hmm. And so now he out to find and kill niggas.
And that's what he does. Bro. Where does this movie take place? Are we in Mexico? Where are we at?
So it says Santa Cecilia. Santa Cecilia. I think I'm almost certain that's in Mexico. I'm almost certain. Because they reference, like, everybody gets called up, not everybody, but they reference people as Mexicans in this movie a lot. Like other Mexican people refer to other Mexican people as Mexican. So I would assume that this is in Mexico. I hope I'm not wrong.
He said at the beginning he was like a big Mexican, like the biggest Mexican I've ever seen.
Yeah. Also, what's that dude name? Bro, I forgot he was in this movie, bro. I know him for Adam Sandler's movies, bro.
Thanks.
I completely forgot he was in this movie, and I thought he was very fire.
One of my favorite roles he done played for real.
He looked familiar, but I don't know where I know him from.
Slim, he been in a lot of shit. He's mostly, like Root said, in Adam Sandler movies, but Steve Buscemi, he was in Mr. Deeds.
Is that the You Could Do It nigga from
No. That's a different nigga.
Buscemi was the guy in Mr. Deeds with that fucked up eyeball.
Yeah, he had the pizza with the Oreos on it.
Yeah, he
don't recall, but yeah, I think he did. Since we talked about it, I think.
But I just looked at I looked it up. So it was filmed in Mexico, right across from Texas, like right across the border. And it's in Ciudad Acuña, whatever that means. So I guess this shit did take place in Mexico or whatever. But what kind of world is it living like? Like, so in that place, it seemed like pretty much every bar got niggas with guns in there. Like, they must have been at some sort of time where it was really wild west.
Well, in the 90s, like at least in cinema, Mexico was portrayed as a lawless, anything goes type of land. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Feel like we in a lawless, land, a lawless city or whatever, where it's like if you got revenge on you could get your revenge on somebody. People got peoples behind them or whatever. Everybody's strapped. You know what I'm saying? Some people walk around with knives on them, flicking them around and shit. But I mean, this main character or whatever, at first, like, we don't even get him doing any of the crazy shit yet. He playing music. And I thought the music was actually dope, yo. That shit sounded authentic, and this shit was kind of dope. Like, it was well performed and shit. But what y'all thought about the beginning? Like how they opened up the movie and shit. Did it get y'all hyped for what was to come, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Was telling the story.
Oh yeah, I think that was great. The story, I think it was great.
Yeah,
when dude went in there and he talked about him and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they told the story while showing like scenes of like him doing things before we even get introduced to him. They kind of set the scene of who we finna get into.
Like, he was gassing the shit out of him, like, on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That was the purpose.
Like I feel like it was very, like, I don't know how exactly they did this, where if they, I don't know, did the scene and then studied the scene and wrote the dialogue for that part to be told of the story or what, but like, it was perfect. It was as if you were reading it, like the way he was saying it is like, if you put this down in a book, if I'm reading this, I can see it as he's saying it, type shit. Like, it was very, very, even down to pause, how the character looked in the environment of the bar that he was walking in, even down to I think my favorite part was he said this guy was dark, as in the lights dimmed when he came in, and you could never see his face, just because every time you would think his face was about to be seen, the shadow just covered his face even more, type shit. I think that was really, really fire.
Yep. And so we get that scene or whatever the fuck else. He told a story about motherfuckers and shit like that. And then I think, is that when it cut to him like in his own like spot or whatever? Like he's chilling at his spot or whatever.
Well, he was like, he had like that nightmare or whatever the fuck, and he woke up.
Asleep.
Yeah, and then he woke up from that bitch.
Okay, because I'm wondering if the scene in the bar was part of the dream too, or if it was just the scene where he, you know what I'm saying?
No.
The scene in the bar was a story being told about him. I'm not even like, it might not have even ever happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you're led to believe it didn't exactly happen. Like, he probably killed some people, but like,
But dude was exaggerating.
But when they dropped the title of the movie, though, Desperado, right? He was performing with his group, the trio or whatever, right? And there was some dude acting up. He hit that motherfucker with the guitar, and then somebody in white walked in. This white dude. I think it's the same white dude from The Dream.
That was a dream. That was the dream.
Yes, that was the dream.
And so what happened with the first scene was the guy telling the story, which is, we found out, is Buscemi. And so he was telling the story to the people in the bar. And after he tells them the story, he leaves, and that's when he goes back to dude's home. That's when we see him wake up from the dream. And so once he wakes up from the dream, like, dude tells him, I went and told him this and that, I dressed it up, this and that. And so that's how that ties in. He started out telling the story, and then he left from the bar, went to the house where we saw a dude wake up from the dream, and he tells him, okay, I went and told him that you come in and this and that. So that's how we got there, Luna.
I got you.
Then he pulled up to the bar, and that's what action starts.
That's
the real action. So before he popped up to the bar, like, we get the context. This nigga's looking for somebody, right? Like, we know that when he going out there, whatever, he on business and shit. We get the basic pieces. Like, this nigga's clearly a gunman because of the nigga's story, and he also a musician. I bet. So he walk around his guitar, whoop or whatever. You meet this little kid playing guitar. You give him some notes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all thought about the bar scene, the first big ass fight of this movie?
Well, first off, you got the Quentin Tarantino cameo in the fucking movie.
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that was fire too.
He told that shitty ass joke, man. But he portrayed his character well. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? He's not suited to this environment. He's a square, you know what I'm saying? He's a bag boy type shit. You know what I'm saying?
So KTL, about that, I actually like read, you know, I'd be reading like trivia and shit. So I read that what happened was that role that Quentin Tarantino played was originally written for Buscemi.
Yeah.
And so Quentin Tarantino wanted to be in the movie himself.
Because
so
I can picture Steve Buscemi playing that role, you know what I'm saying? I think it would have fit him.
Is that how you say it? Buscemi?
Yeah.
Buscemi?
Oh, my bad.
What is this nigga?
Okay.
Yeah, like I can picture like him, you know, playing that role. I think it would have fit him like a lot better, but I think he did well with the role that he had. You know,
was that before or was that after the new dude got welcomed into Busha formally?
I think both are going on at the same time. I think they ran both of those next to each other, where they had the little fight circle where dude was trying to get initiated into the mob or whatever they was trying to do.
Yeah, dude.
I think both of those ran alongside each other.
He was nothing to ass. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
No, listen. At first, I was like, okay, this dude gonna be some shit in the like foreshadowing that he gonna be one of them niggas. But now that he was ass, I feel like they was just trying to show that Busha, whatever bro name is, he really one of them niggas.
Bucha.
Like that was he wasn't meant to be like the greatest soldier or the greatest nigga in his army. He's just there to show that.
Man,
Busha
he was there because like
him.
his cousin or his uncle or whoever that guy was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he beat a nigga ass though, KT.
Well, he didn't really, bro. He won a fight, but he ain't beat nobody ass. He got his fucking leg broke. He was getting his ass beat until he landed that last shot.
He won his fight though. They made it seem like it's gonna be a training arc or some shit. That's how they made it seem.
Yeah, I thought like, you know, he was finna be something crazy.
Don't jump ahead. Don't jump ahead though. We get introduced to it or whatever. I think that scene, you know, whatever we think about the character later, at that time, it's showing the mentality of that boss nigga, right? It's about the strong survive for him. That's his mentality, right? He's gonna show us, you know, these motherfuckers, they're savage, whoopty whoop or whatever. He trying to get niggas together for a job. All right. But when this dude gets to the bar, El Mariachi, I think that's what he goes by, right? When he get to the bar or whatever else, that white nigga, whoever he showed up with got shot. They took him into the back room, whoopty whoop, and they seen on the cameras or whatever, right? When that nigga walked in, just the dialogue, the way he was talking to these niggas. No, man, it's just a guitar, yo. No, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like he really playing. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what he's capable of.
Right, it was a guitar, you know.
It wasn't just a guitar, but it was a guitar. But when they noticed that shit, bro, I'm waiting now because now I'm like, what are you about to do, son? The fact that two dual pistols came out of this nigga's sleeves.
That shit was definitely fire, bro.
Yeah, that was fire.
Nigga flicked his arms and went to shooting shit, boy.
Oh my god, son.
Like, but I will like fire. I'm gonna be fair, bro. Like he went through that bitch and cleared it out, but he definitely was, you know what I'm saying? Like some shit happened to him in the midst of it. He wasn't just like a lot of these other action characters we seen, you know what I'm saying, where a motherfucker just clears some shit out and barely anything happened to him.
Yeah,
you know?
That was fire.
Well, okay, that did kind of happen to an extent, right? He didn't get crazy mortal wounds from that situation, but he was on the fence, like he was against the fence at a certain part, right? Like he came in with his own artillery or whatever, but he gets separated from it during the conflict or whatever. So he's basically rocking the pistols. He got two mags or so in his coat, and you know what I'm saying? He's trying to handle. All right, one thing that stands out to me, this might be the origination of that John Wick shit, because these niggas had automatic weapons and shit.
Hey, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Tex, Tex, get into it, because you know what I'm about to say.
I was just about to say that, like it's like some John Wick shit, low key. Like that was the original John Wick.
That nigga had pistols.
Gotta stop doing this.
No, we don't have to. John Wick is
this can actually like make sense for this time.
We don't have to stop.
I'll say it every episode, like we gotta stop doing
this one makes sense this time though.
But let me say this. So for me, actually, I feel a few ways. Pujols, I agree with you that it was funny, and it was so much of like a joke to me that it almost seemed like a parody. It didn't seem like a real action type of thing. And what I saw was like extreme fucking plot armor, bro. It was like extreme plot armor because the shit was very unrealistic to me. Like y'all just said, how he had pistols and they had like.
I think they made it like that on purpose, though. Like
I know, and that's why I say I feel like it's almost
parody.
Like a parody.
Them searching through all them weapons that was on the ground. I think that was a funny part.
Like that was stupid. It was funny, but it was
fire.
My thing with that, bro. If I'm him, I would have just beat his ass.
But that's the point, Pujols. Like that's why it was so unrealistic because they did it on purpose, but it was just so. In the middle of a gunfight,
y'all talking about when they were searching for them guns? They all
everybody empty.
Yeah, it was all empty.
That shit was hilarious.
I'm like, bro, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, bro, this nigga ass, bro.
Flip side, that kind of makes the argument for the plot armor because dude had an automatic like an assault rifle.
A lot of plot armor,
and he was standing on top of the bar table, right? Like you had a clear shot. You're standing up. You're holding shit with two. Like how do you not hit a single?
Luno, y'all talked about fucking Stone Cold last week running from bullet like this. Talk about a nigga that's getting shot at and not getting hit. It was this nigga.
The nigga was literally, bro. The nigga was literally in the middle of loading two pistols, standing straight up across a bar. The other nigga that was shooting at him, at that point, it was only one person shooting, right?
Glass bottles, bro. There wasn't nothing there but glass bottles they were shooting through, and nothing hit nobody.
No,
man.
Even that part, bro. Look, so he clear out most everybody, right? And then he's over at his guitar case loading up. There's nothing in between these two except the bar. The bar only come up to do waste or some shit like that. Dude on the other side of the bar has an automatic weapon and is missing everything. Everything.
You know what's sad, dude? He jumped up on top of the table and tried to run to the end of the counter to where he was
he was
shooting down.
Shoot him up.
He tried to hit the wall through the wall, like shooting down at the counter. But he doesn't hit anything, and then by the time he gets over there or whatever, bro jumps back and just shooting with the dualies.
Shot
like
shit out that nigga.
Yup, shooting with the dualies.
Dualies was doing damage.
So okay, we in the bar. He clears the bar out unrealistically, but let's get to the part where he goes outside. He leaves the bar and he's being followed.
And he met a badass bitch outside.
Well, before that, KTL, first, before you even mention the bitch, Selma Hayek, before you mention the bitch, you gotta recognize some funny ass shit happened right there too. Like two niggas crashed their car looking at that bitch.
Bro, this is the second movie where we've seen somebody almost lose their life over the sight of a female.
Yeah, but at least this bitch was worth it, man.
Bro, I really believe that shit though. I like that bitch was really that bad walking across the street. Niggas definitely might have crashed. Like I believe that part.
I'm not gonna crash my car.
What bitch bad as hell? You might have crashed your shit.
Not gonna crash my car looking at.
That was more realistic than the bar scene.
Oh God!
The bar scene was super
bad than a bitch.
Hey, that boy. Hey, he walked up. He was like, a motherfucker following him with a gun and shit. You feel me? He spin move at the last second to get the bitch out the way. Then knock Buddy to the ground, put both them bitches under his chin, and splatter his brains on the concrete, boy. That was the cleanest shit he did, I think.
Danny Trejo just watching that shit. Get this nigga.
Danny Trejo.
This is another thing, though. This is another thing, real quick. Okay, so boom. He followed this nigga for what? I'd say 2 blocks with a strap in his hand. Yeah. Nobody said nothing.
Bro.
Nobody said nothing.
Roots. Hold on. Not only did he follow him for 2 blocks and nobody said nothing, he didn't shoot it. He could have been shot it if he wanted to.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. He was walking that whole time. He didn't even raise them to shoot them. He was just walking with them at his side. Why?
Look, he walking. Listen, bro. Listen. He walking with one. Look, he creeping with one, right? He creeping with one down on the side. He get a good 12 feet away from dude, raise 2, take another 10 steps, and
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Let me ask y'all this. How many of y'all are Hispanic or Mexican heritage or anything?
I don't know what that has to do with anything. Well,
John Doe.
Well, I'm finna go. John Doe's not here. How y'all niggas know it ain't Hispanic pride not to shoot a nigga in the back? We don't know, nigga. We
wasn't still about to shoot that nigga in the back.
We don't know. You don't know.
Tell us about it.
We don't know.
You niggas ain't raised.
I seen niggas get shot in the back in this movie.
But listen, whatever the case is, right? Like, I'm not gonna read some shit into the situation. The fact is, they were trying to build something right there. The dude walked off after he did some crazy shit. The dude behind him, whatever. We just sitting there anticipating what's the outplay. How is he about to overcome the situation? Because you don't know that the nigga there apparently. But for me, I thought that the cue was bitch's face, like, because she's looking at him, he looking at her, and she think that he's giving her some eye. You know what I'm saying? He looking up on her and shit, and then her face changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she gave it away.
Yeah, she must have given it away there. So I'll give him that, and he still got shot there. So it wasn't 100% plot armor, but. Let's cut to now, like they in the motherfucking
he should have got shot like 10 seconds before that part.
But we in the bookstore now. He got shot. He must have knocked out because he lost blood. But he in the bookstore now. We get Salma Hayek. She introduced to the story. All right,
very good dialogue between the two of them. Yeah. I enjoyed like watching them talk, like the conversation that they was having.
It's such
like I didn't feel like it was a low point or a dull point of the movie whenever they were having conversation.
It's you're kind of low. A dynamic between like the protagonist and like the love interest, but it works really well. I think.
Well, it made sense because he saved her life, so she returned the favor basically. But when basically like between them, it wasn't much exposed. He, you know what I'm saying? She knew who he was by the rumor. She looked at his guitars and shit like that. He caught her, said, "Don't do that, bitch. I'm going to church." Right? Yeah. When he come back, hold on. We can't skip the fight there. So I won't. What did he say?
He told that bitch some cold shit. He say, "Did I thank you?" That bitch say no. He said, "I will." And
I will. Fire.
I will.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. And I've been on this thing, pause, where it just seemed like every one line seemed mad corny to me in everything I watched, bro. But it was a lot of one-liners in here. It was like, that's fire. Like there was no one-line answer, question, whatever, one-line dialogue where I was like, that was corny. That could have went without.
They good at they good at like doing a character without making it contrived. Like I felt like everybody was saying shit natural, like they was in the situation more or less. I don't know if that's me being a little too biased or I might have just liked it too much for my first watch, but I thought that the characters weren't forcing shit. A lot of the extras, sure, but that's for the necessity. You know what I'm saying? The extras, they gonna die anyway. But yeah, I mean, in the bookstore or whatever, they meet or whatever, there's some tension and shit. But it looks like this nigga has an ally. All right, cool. When he leave and he go to the church and shit, he meets with the white dude who told the story about him and shit. He said, "I'm done with this shit. I'm not rocking with this shit. I'm done." By the way, that church was beautiful. I don't know where the fuck that shit is, but that was a beautiful ass church. They dip out that shit, and the Tomahawk King come out the cut. What are we doing with this nigga?
Danny Trejo.
That nigga might be goated, bro. That nigga might be goated, bro. Listen,
hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Is this the role that where people really start looking at Danny Trejo as like a cold killer and shit? Is this the first
think
one?
So. Well,
I feel like it is.
I don't know if this is before or after Machete.
No, Machete.
That was way before. Way before.
Did he say Machete?
Okay, so boom. So boom. I think this may have been his first major, not even major, but
that nigga looked like a Hispanic Charlie Murphy. I'm like, these niggas.
That's hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
But nah. So look, bro. We find out a little bit later that this dude is a hitman. You know what I'm saying? We see him a couple of times before shit pop off with him. But you can tell that he has something to him.
He got
right.
Skills,
he walking around with the leather vest with no sleeves. Nigga, pause if necessary. Nigga look cold a little bit. You know what I'm saying,
bro? Bruce, I was seeing him. I was seeing him, and I was like, I was low key getting annoyed. I'm like. Before shit popped off with him, I was getting annoyed. I was like, why the fuck this nigga just around everywhere? What is he doing? And then the shit happens with him, and I'm like,
this
nigga was just here for no reason.
Nigga remind me of the dude with the two blickies in motherfucking motherfuckers, yo. That MFKZ, the dude who's with the dreads and shit, who's just standing there with the two guns in his hand at the beginning when them niggas were at the payphone. He was like, he didn't kill him, he ain't shoot him, whatever. He was just standing there with that shit. I feel like he was kind of similar, bro. Like, you just there looking like a problem, but at that
nigga do something, nigga.
Right, but if he's a hitman, he's not supposed to be.
But we didn't know that. We didn't know that at the time. So
okay.
when it first happened, I was like,
period.
what the fuck is he?
But he was walking around looking like a problem.
Yeah, because they kept showing him. He was in the movie before he even did something. Like,
even with the scene where he got shot at first, right? Even with exactly. Well, even with the scene where he got shot at first, he saw the dude with the guns. He was just standing there flicking his eyes.
Exactly. And I'm like,
hold up, real quick.
No, he was surveilling, bro.
But we didn't know that yet.
That's why.
Did he have one line? I'm not gonna think about it. I don't think this nigga said nothing
the whole movie.
No, he didn't talk.
That might be the most coldest silent nigga I've ever heard or seen.
Didn't hear anything.
Oh no, Jason don't talk either. Oh no.
Yeah, Jason.
But goddamn, bro, this nigga. How many niggas did he smoke? Like 6 or 7?
Five people. I feel it was five people. Just about. But one thing that was crazy to me though is that y'all got firearms. He got knives. He take out 2 people in the front and then got enough room to just go on top of the whip and
then took out 2 more people. Took out 2 more people.
This is my issue right here with the scene, bro. Okay, first of all,
yeah.
Mr. Antonio Banderas, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking.
Why do you say that?
We don't start right here. Your mans get bodied. You won't. Maybe I missed him. Maybe I fell asleep during this. I don't remember falling asleep, but did he ever damn, I missed my friend that died, or
he didn't talk about or think about that nigga after he died?
No, he did. He
didn't give a fuck.
He did. He said in the bookstore. He told what's his name, like Carolina or something. He told her as soon as it happened. He said,
that nigga was trying to fuck that bitch. He didn't know no more.
Actually, he wasn't even trying to do that, Pujols. But no, he told her that his best friend had just got killed. Like, he told her that.
Come on, bro. That nigga didn't give a fuck, bro.
Oh, you mean after the fact? Yeah.
That's number 1. Number 2. Okay. Y'all are trying to kill the guitar nigga, right? That's y'all whole goal. Yeah, why the fuck you got clear with this nigga with his knives doing? He on the guitar nigga ass right now.
The reason is because they were given the explicit order that anybody who we don't know what they look like, never seen them before, kill them on site.
Are you sure at that point? No. After that, are you sure?
No, he told him that.
He told him that, and then it was reiterated later.
Okay, look,
in the meeting they had outside.
That's okay. If I'm them niggas, I'm like, okay, this nigga with these knives is clearly on somebody's ass right now. Who ass is he on? They just got on his ass without seeing like what he was doing.
Well, hold on, because they're under the assumption that he's the nigga that they've been looking for.
I think Pujols is right. My bad. I think Pujols is right. No, hold up. I don't know if Pujols wrong because remember, after they killed the nigga with the knives, if I'm mistaken, did they not bring him back to the base?
They did.
And that's why Roots is right. Yeah.
He was on the phone with the big boss or whatever. He's like bashing the description and shit like that. And he got off the phone. He's like, nah, he's still out there. Y'all motherfuckers got to kill anybody. You don't know what they look like. I think that's how it went down.
That's how it went. Then he shot. Look, Slim, he said, hey, you right there. I never seen you before. Popped his ass. Y'all, how easy is it to do that?
Right. So let me say this. That was the second time he said it. Because he gave them the order the first time to kill anybody that they saw. And so what happened was they went and they tried to shoot dude when they seen him. And they believed that he was the one because when they brought him back and dude was like, we're not looking for him. We looking for a dude with the guitar. His right-hand man tried to tell him like, that's a legend. That don't exist.
It don't exist or
whatever. And so they really thought that Danny Trejo was the dude they was looking for because he said it wasn't nobody else. Yeah. But like Root said at first, when they brought him back to the base, that was reiterated, and that's why he started shooting immediately.
Did they not see him on somebody else's ass though?
It was following orders.
Well, remember, he was hiding behind the trash can after he got hit by a few knives or whatever.
I think they just saw him standing there. Like, I honestly thought they just saw him because there was actually like a little bit of time between him throwing the knife and then being spotted by the people in the limousine, the armored
I think
limousine.
They was up the block. Like, they didn't see like all of that shit. I feel like they came down the block. They saw him standing up with the knives looking into the alleyway.
To pull up on him while he on a nigga ass.
Well, they surveying that area. Remember, most of the time it's free game. They just surveying.
They surveying the area, but they didn't see a nigga walking around with a guitar earlier. But they see this nigga with the knives on the nigga ass who got the guitar, but they don't see the nigga with the guitar because they didn't come around.
The nigga with the guitar with the nigga with the knives.
Like they couldn't let him get killed by the knife.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot this was a movie and not a well-written movie. Okay.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Hey, just go ahead and get through your point, Pujols.
That's it, man. It was I just didn't understand it. I still like the movie though, but I just
jumped out. Can we rejoin GR?
We got Craig.
Nah, Craig be on some bullshit. Bring GR too.
Hold up, let me see. I don't even understand how the fuck that happened.
We edited out this portion. My fault.
The voice connection was closed. Disconnecting.
What?
That's what he said.
I was reading, bro.
That's what the GR nigga said?
Yeah.
This shit get edited out. Man.
I wish we could timestamp this shit.
I agree with you though, Slim. This is like clearly got to be a comedy too. Like it's clearly a parody.
Yeah, and the problem with me, for me, Pujols, is that it's they portray it as some serious shit, but then they throw all this goofy. Well, yeah. I feel like it was built from the beginning as like a serious, like gunslinging movie type shit.
I don't know about that because at the beginning, what's my man's name? It was funny shit the whole time. He was, I don't like this cup. This shit dirty, nigga. This is clean as it can get. Like that's comedy. Clearly.
Yeah, but
hold on. I'm sorry. We missed it. Even in that, did nobody else see after he said the shit about the mug? The bartender spit a toothpick at that nigga.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
No, I feel like that's like little funny moments, but I wouldn't say that they was making this out to be a comedy from the beginning. I don't think they was making it out to be a comedy.
Let's look at this idea of like parody, right, or comedy, right? There's sometimes there's a difference between a movie being a comedy or having one of its attributes as comedy, right? It could just have comedic elements strong throughout, and I think this movie did that. But here's one thing they did too, which was introduce death early in the film. Right, when you introduce death early in the film, you set the tone exactly that people are gonna die in this film, that motherfucking bodies will be caught, so on and so forth. So when dude was going into telling a story about old dude around all those savages and shit sitting at the table, there's tension there. There's people about to get up now and start something with white boy because he's saying all this wild shit or talking about these niggas talking about all these pieces of work in here, you know. You know what I'm saying? So I think the movie had seriousness in that there was always tension for violence and action, but they also added some levity with the little comedic shit here and there, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with all of that shit, but would you not say Ready or Not is a horror comedy, right?
Yeah, but I feel like Ready or Not is actually a horror comedy for real. Like
they were being intentional with those. Those funny moments. That's what I was going. That's what
intentionally funny though.
I don't think
it's being intentionally funny, but I don't think comedy was the foremost attribute of this movie.
Right.
I'll see.
Or even the secondary.
Yeah, or even tertiary.
The same way we compared it to like he was doing some shit that John Wick do. It was just like if they would have did that in John Wick and had him do like some goofy, like not realistic type of shit.
Isn't a parody comedy though? I haven't ever seen a parody.
Ready or Not was a true parody.
A parody is like making fun of
making fun is funny though, right?
But I don't think that's what this is for. I don't think they're trying to make fun of something.
What parody you ever seen that's not supposed to be funny? You ever seen one?
But I think you misunderstand them, Pujols. Like a parody is funny because it's making fun of something.
Y'all said not the purpose of this movie is basically.
Yeah, I don't think this purpose was to make fun of anything. It's just intentionally trying to be.
I think it has intentional funny parts.
Like Bad Boys is like Bad Boys because that's funny.
Exactly. That is a perfect. That is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
That is a perfect example.
Yeah, so they just added some comedy here and throughout, but I don't think anything was really too like comedic or whatever.
I agree with Pujols. I think this shit was kind of like a parody.
But I don't think it was meant to be a parody.
It's source material. Like, you know how Scary Movie is a parody of like horror films that came before?
Yeah.
There's a killer chasing after a group of people. They make them extra incompetent and make silly shit happen.
Right. That's like an obvious parody. I think this is like a subtle.
This has some subtle parody.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like a subtle parody. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. It's like this is a so I don't know if everybody knows or anybody knows. This is like a franchise, and so this is like the second movie of the franchise. Mm-hmm. And so
there's 3 new movies in total.
Also, it was directed by Quentin Tarantino. We know Quentin Tarantino shit. Yeah. I don't think this shit was intended to be a parody for real. Even though it got like elements of like goofy, stupid shit. I don't think the purpose of the movie was to be a parody of something. That's what I think.
It was definitely,
and I think that might be it. Since you mentioned the director, I think that might be his style. When you think about all the Quentin Tarantino movies,
he does.
They all have hints of funny in it. There are parts where in Django where I laugh. There's parts in what's that shit called? Johnny. What's that shit called?
All his shit like
but
you're right.
Yeah, exactly. Like let's be mad real, Jeff, and it'd be some funny in it.
Yeah, like let's be real. Like if they really wanted to be over the top with the parody, they do kind of like a Ready or Not, where the bad guys are together and then they do some dumb shit and accidentally kill each other, like bitch with the crossbow, right? Like this shit here, like dude got mad at his subjects and started killing them because he's a tyrannical motherfucker, right? Like, but it wasn't like this like ridiculous comedic sort of. That shit is part of the story. Let's be real.
Right.
They got mad because he's losing. But look, I don't want to go too much of this shit unaddressed, so let's move now. So, all right, knife dude comes, he gets bodied. They know it's not their man's or whatever. Somebody on their side is threatening to come through now.
We gotta explain at least, Luno, that they okay, so they so scared of the myth guitar person, they dragged the knife man, but they dragged Danny Trejo back. He on the phone with the dude who sent Danny Trejo, and they like, what he look like? Oh, dark hair. They take pause. Get his shirt off. Oh, he got tattoos on his chest. Oh yeah, he got what is it of a woman? Yeah, he got a woman. So they like, fuck, we didn't get the right nigga. So we got to go through that at least to let them know why the knife dude is dead and what happened with the knife dude. Then we can continue. So after that,
now they end up back in the bookstore, right? Like,
he
was worse, even hurt worse than the last time, but this time he got some cheeks. He accused her at first of exposing him to Cholo. What's that nigga name?
Bucho.
Yeah, Bucho. Pause. Bucho. He was accusing her of being like on his side or whatever, but it was like half true because while he there and he's getting treated and shit, dude comes through, right?
Oh, my bad. One more time. I'm sorry, bro, to cut you off. Like,
yeah, good.
He figured it out because the little dude, the little boy, he's been telling practice, man, practice. The little dude kept telling him, man, I got to get my guitar. And he got it from them street niggas and shit. He broke the guitar and seen it was cocaine in that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then it was some type of drug.
Little dude was like, Selma Hayek got cocaine too. So that nigga got snitch ass nigga. So that's why he went back to the bookstore on her ass like that.
Like how the fuck you know whatever. But the thing is like, I like how they kind of left it up in the air too. She definitely have a relation to this mob boss nigga. He probably got some cheeks before, but she also definitely got some sympathy for this nigga. Because to be honest, if she was a for real op, she could have ended him a long time ago. He was unconscious twice in her presence. So they kind of left it in the air though.
Yeah, but she explained it. What he was doing was he was like buying the people. He was buying the people in the town to use their places as like fronts. Which is
common for cartels and mobs.
Right. Yeah, so she kind of explained the reason why, like, the relation you was talking about. It was kind of like a business type of year, man.
She did it for $50,000.
$50K a year. In the 90s, too.
Crazy back then, though.
Right.
Yeah, in the 90s.
What's the main bad guy in New Jack City? I'm trying to think of his name to make a comparison.
The nigga, what's my nigga name? Nino Brown.
Nino Brown. So Bucho is Nino Brown. basically. The nigga, he, do some positive shit along with his, his criminal organization, crime life, and all that shit. He supports but damages at the same time. Probably damages more than he supports. Just to give the audience or lack thereof a look at what this type of nigga is. Because he gives the woman money, so like that's a good act, but he's still purchasing her for his own criminal benefit
and putting her life in
danger. That nigga pass out one turkey the whole movie though.
Yeah,
pass out one turkey. But that's kind of assumed whenever you see somebody in this type of pause position in a organization like this. You know what I'm saying?
But yo, let me ask y'all something, man. We cut forward and shit. It's the night after that festival in the town and shit. And Shorty and him is getting it on or whatever. Some chemistry pop up. They first start playing the guitar, whatever happens and shit. Same time, bro is getting rolled by some thought. Blow some smoke in her mouth and she run out. What made him? Hilarious. What made the call? Why did he make the call to go light up the bookstore? How did you think?
I don't think there was any. There was no signal to that. There was nothing that led to that. He was just getting some cheeks and then
he made a call. Bro. You know when a bitch lying to you, bro. Like he could tell. Like that bitch was all finicky in the spot. Like, oh, my cash register is broken. Like he knew, bro. He's like, okay. Dumb bitch, I'm finna send some niggas over there to air you and this nigga out. That's all.
He even said it. He even said it while he was there. He was like, you wouldn't be lying to me, right? Like he was on to that bitch. Like he was on to her already.
He definitely felt like some shit.
And I guess he thought about it. He thought about it some more and then called that shit.
But
so I do want to add, you kind of mentioned it. So we gotta talk. Well, we gotta at least mention like they did kind of build up the little romantic interest a little bit, and we see through the actions that she was taking and like just the way her facial expressions, everything, she was trying to get some Desperado dick, and she got it. And so I think that's an important thing to mention too. How it started at the beginning of the film with him dreaming about his other love interest getting killed, and then now he's building another one in this situation. So I think we should add that too.
It's so crazy. Niggas are so good at this in movies, like talking about how like something bad happened to him and then making a bitch fuck him. Like it's just so clean. Like how they just
just go together, bro. Nigga is always listen, bro. It's one of two things that happen after a nigga tell his like failed love story. He either get some pussy or the nigga die.
He died like he gets blown up, like in the last movie, in the Condemned.
What you said?
You like okay? We all regular niggas in here. I mean, I don't know how many bodies y'all call y'all. I don't know. I haven't murdered anybody in my life. I'm just saying, bitches like niggas, like street niggas, like just imagine a bitch see you murder like 15 niggas to protect yourself. She's gonna want to fuck you, bro. So I'm not really surprised that she wanna. Like she see how busy this nigga get in the streets. I'm not surprised that she want to fuck, bro.
Slick, real quick disclaimer: we're not telling anybody that if you want to get some bitches, go kill some niggas. We're not saying that.
Facts. That's a fact. We're not saying that at all.
So can we skip ahead to after the bookstore scene? We talked about how he called the hit and he got it burnt down and everything. It didn't kill him. He wanted him to get killed, but he didn't, and that's why he told him, "Is it that hard to really kill like somebody in the street?" That's why he told him all that. And so we skip ahead to on the roof, which we kind of mentioned earlier. Well, I don't think we mentioned it on air, but it was like some dumbass shit where I think it was rather realistic how he jumped backwards off the roof too.
I'll describe the scene. So
it was realistic.
The nigga sleep. The girl, the Carolina, whatever, is sitting on the bed singing and shit, right?
Oh, that was
somehow over her singing and him being asleep, he hear I don't know what, maybe footsteps or some shit woke him the fuck up. Clearly woke him up. Nigga grab the pieces. Aim them bitches. Go ahead.
Don't ever play no fucking guitar and sing while I'm asleep, bitch. Fuck wrong with you?
Hey, but that scene was fire to me.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie. That scene was fire. That's one of the most fire scenes I've seen.
Imagine you doing it like you tired and say you just shot 30 niggas. A bitch singing and playing the guitar while you finally go to sleep. Bitch, get out of here. Fuck wrong.
Well, hold on. Let's look at the other side of it. A bitch is serenading a nigga with her voice and then open her eyes to 2 Glocks in her face.
You're right.
That's what happened.
He tried to be mindful too. He did that shit quietly. You know what I'm saying? He just slowly removed the guns.
That's what was so fire. Like the whole choreography of that scene was fire. How they had the shadows, the silhouettes.
That was crazy.
He didn't say a word. She was singing with her eyes closed. That shit was crazy. That was one of my favorite things.
Did he fire the first shot to that day?
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
He pushed her out the way. Yeah.
Push. Bitch caught a boot to the titties, boy.
Yeah, so they burned down the fucking shit because they couldn't kill him. He killed all the henchmen and everything. Then they on the roof. Talk about the roof, Roots.
All right, so they both get to the roof. They're trying to escape these people shooting at them and shit. They're on the roof. He throw the guitar case. She run, jump over, clear. I don't even think she like stumbled when she landed, but that's cool. The nigga is on the ledge, turns around, sees 2 niggas coming from the door. They start shooting
at him.
He starts to fall.
Not hitting them again.
Jump, bro. Again, yeah. The only nigga on the roof and they can't shoot him. But the nigga starts to fall, recovers himself, does some crazy ass James Bond jump backwards while still shooting Matrix type shit. Is shooting the fuck. I'm sorry. It's 2 other niggas at ground level shooting up at him while he's soaring across the sky.
But he threw a bomb.
I didn't even remember that.
When he threw a bomb?
Oh yeah, he threw a bomb.
He threw a bomb after he jumped a clear, I don't know, 16 feet from one building to another.
That shit was unrealistic as fuck. Like this the most unrealistic nigga, and he don't get shot at all.
No, he's not though.
He being point blank range.
Another disclaimer, real quick. We understand that this is a movie. We understand that certain shit is just.
He got hit one time by accident.
Yeah,
that wasn't supposed to hit him. That wasn't supposed to hit him. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That wasn't supposed to hit him, Tex. He was saving that girl. If she wasn't there,
it don't matter. He still got shot.
Man. Well, how come? How come? No, they wasn't.
Yes, they was.
You know how many shots missed him?
No. I'm saying no, not the people on the roof, but he did get fucked up.
Even in the bar, he didn't get hit, not once.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Throughout every movie we've been watching since today, he might have got fucked up the worst out of everybody.
He got fucked up at all.
Oh, that's cat.
The nigga got shot in the arm. Hold on, real quick. Let's break down one by one.
I'm gonna acknowledge that.
Okay, go ahead.
He got shot in the arm when he moves her out the way because first of all, he should have got shot already when he was walking down the block.
That's one.
Yeah, he got shot in the arm when he pushed her out the way, magically saved her because he knew somebody was behind. He got shot in the arm, didn't kill him, got shot in the arm, and he was able to kill dude after that. Then with the knives, Danny Trejo with the knives was getting on his ass with the knives.
It was 3 of them. He got a knife in the back. And then he got 2 in his arm.
Yeah, once again, didn't kill him, but he killed everybody else with the knives, but not him. Once again, didn't kill him with the knives. And before he could get killed, like Pujols said, they came and shot down Danny Trejo. So he gets saved again, plot armor. It's like he was getting some little damage, but first, like, how is everybody else getting? No, I can't. He wasn't getting
really shit. Have you do this when you never said this about anybody else, though?
I don't think it's ever been this unrealistic.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to compare movies, but the nigga from the shit trade wanted us to. That nigga was doing some superhero shit. Get him out of here.
Wait, which one?
He's talking about John Kelly.
That nigga was
doing but John Kelly got fucked up in the first, at the beginning. He should have been out there.
It don't. If you feel like it's plot armor, it's plot armor because we can't go back on past movies. It's definitely plot armor, but that nigga was getting shot and stabbed. I don't know, bro.
I don't think he was getting shot enough for how many point blank range shots they had.
If it's bullets to wounds ratio, it's mad off.
Pujols, I'll say this: if he was standing on a bar not moving and they shooting and not hitting them, it wouldn't have been that much of a problem.
What movie have you seen where the main protagonist get fucked up like that though?
Yeah, but they don't be just standing out in the open. I don't feel like not on the movies I see.
Nah, I feel you. This nigga was just out in the open.
He was just out there, not getting hit.
Was mad idle and dormant and shit whenever he was not getting shot. He was probably moving more. Now that I think about it, he was moving more when he did get hit with whatever the fuck, whether it be knife or bullet.
He was moving both
that nigga was the safest in no matter what situation when he was standing still.
That nigga should have stood still. He would have been all right.
That's how you know you in a bad lobby in the shooting game where you can stand still, reload right in front of somebody and they'll kill you. I
will say, although I find it unrealistic, it was entertaining to watch. Like it was entertaining.
Real quickly, before we get to the conclusion and all the other shit, like why didn't he kill him the chance that he got at first?
That's his brother.
Yeah, that's his brother. Yeah. He had never. So he never even knew what Bucho looked like. He just knew his name. Yeah, he didn't know. That's why he was going around always asking where Bucho at. Because had he known what he looked like or who he is, like for real, he probably would have just went and killed that nigga.
Yeah.
But so he sees him for the first time while he's on the roof looking down while the bookstore is burning up and shit. He does more than hesitate. The nigga just pulled back and don't shoot at all.
Hold on, wait, because I know one of y'all can explain this to me. So wait a minute.
What's up?
Okay, the flashback when he thought the white man was who killed his girlfriend.
Yeah,
was he there when his girlfriend got killed?
No. And I actually thought about this earlier. He's actually never around whenever some shit is happening in the town.
He got shot in his hand at that same time, though, right?
Yeah. No. I'm talking about Bucho. Bucho's never around.
Bucho killed his girl. Go ahead. Bucho killed his girlfriend, right?
No. Even in the ending scene when El Mariachi is explaining, what's going on while he's there and shit, he said, "Your men killed my love," or whatever he said.
Your men, okay, I got you.
Yeah, he only knew his name. He didn't know who he was.
Why he had a flashback of this white nigga then?
Because that was the nigga who carried out the order. Or I don't even know if it was an order. That's just how it happened.
And something that I found out that I find interesting because it's a franchise is Antonio Banderas wasn't in the first movie. The first movie was called El Mariachi. It's the same character, and Antonio Banderas wasn't in the movie, but the girl that got killed was in the movie.
Right.
But it's still him though, right? I know it ain't. It's like
the same character. He just switched actors.
Okay, so Bucha wasn't there in the first movie?
He wasn't. I looked that up because I wanted to know.
Okay, so it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to go over the because we was talking about this earlier. So the dialogue at the ending, right? The whole "oh, you're my brother" and shit. Like, do y'all feel like that was kind of like corny? Or like that's kind of what I was getting from y'all when we was talking about it before we started recording.
No, I don't think it was corny.
It's not corny. It's not necessarily even cliche or whatever else. One thing they didn't do was give it to us in like a kind of discreet way at first, and like we put it together and then we gotta wait for them to find out. I like how we could all kind of just figure it out kind of at the same time, more or less. Like a lot of times movies, they try to like kind of show you what the fuck is going to happen later and give you a lot of hints and shit. I didn't really know that was going to be that nigga brother until when they said
it. We kind of
even about Carolina, what's her name? Carolina asked him, "Why didn't you shoot?" And he didn't even answer the question. He started talking about some other shit.
Right. And we talked about this before the podcast too, when we was kind of talking about some movies that kind of did that with the brother thing. And remember they did that in The Accountant too with the two brothers. They also did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And neither one of them knew who the other one was. But even still in that, there was still kind of hints where one of them, well, I guess they kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, it was a kind of hint towards the end of The Accountant because they didn't really say it throughout. They just kind of had
this. I didn't suspect this one at all, but I predicted.
I got it spoiled for me actually. I be reading while I be watching. I got it spoiled. So.
I don't read shit because I know niggas can't wait to. Oh, that's his brother. Like, damn, bitch.
Yeah, I saw it.
So we talk about the other two clean niggas with the guitars before we
not clean. Them niggas
listen, bro.
They was ass.
Hold up a second. Let's be real, right?
Campo and what?
I don't know what they names
remember
are, but listen, one of them had 2 guitar cases, but both of them had light machine guns in them. You know how heavy those
No, Luno. One of them didn't have a machine gun. One had a fucking rocket launcher in this fucking guitar case.
Yes,
bro.
That nigga was so clean. That nigga was clean in my note. Bro was hitting the Shawn Michaels pose while shooting the RPG. Fire.
How did he reload it?
I don't care what nobody say.
All he did was pause. He paused again. He jerked that whole back, pause again, and he cocked back. Then he just he shot again like that. That's what happened.
But a real rocket launcher, you gotta load the rocket. He's like, he just.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to load it.
I think. Luno, but you realize this isn't real. You know, it's not realistic.
I know.
Listen,
bro.
I don't even give a damn.
Cash out those
them niggas was cold.
Bro. That's magic.
Them
niggas was cold.
That shit magic, brother.
It is real.
I feel like it was more. It was more of that parody shit. That's what I see it.
And the explosion was too.
I feel like the RPG nigga died stupid. Definitely died stupid. Nigga
that was like Power Rangers level like explosions in
the kid died. The kid died there too. And
he didn't.
He didn't die. He definitely got shot. He didn't die. He
didn't die. My bad. I'm sorry. He got injured there.
He got murked and he cost his homie his life because when he ran over to help him, he got distracted.
Yeah.
But the kid, it's the same thing with the kid that I was thinking about, Danny Trejo. I'm like, why the fuck is he around everywhere when shit happening? Like, why is he in the middle of a fucking gun? Selma Hayek too ran out on the battlefield during the middle of the gunfight. Like, what the fuck is up with these people?
Well, for you,
she drove somebody. She ran somebody over. I feel like her part was good. Like
for you, the plot armor shit did not go for the other 2 guitar guys. They had no plot armor. They got aired out for doing what
the movie ain't about them. That's why it ain't no. Movie ain't about them. That's what they're not important. That's why they didn't get no plot.
Yeah, but even still, when the main character's partners show up, they gonna last a little bit more than like 6 minutes. These niggas was and then dead.
They did their job. They did their job and then got smoked. That's it.
But the way he talked them up, bro, they said earlier, somebody asked earlier, why don't you call your people? And the nigga said, listen, but look, he said, bro, if I call my people, this bitch gonna blow the fuck up.
It did.
That's not what happened.
He didn't even care though when they died. That nigga didn't do nothing special. Like, oh yeah, my nigga's dead now. I'm just finna go.
Nigga didn't turn up or nothing.
He cared once the kid got injured. He didn't care about his homeboys. He cared about the kid.
That nigga ain't
his homeboys. That nigga, that definitely wasn't his homeboys. Niggas might have been coworkers at some point.
Those was his homeboys. You know what those was? I believe those were the singers in the beginning of the dream.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right. That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
If I call any of you niggas to come smoke some niggas with me and I survive and one of you niggas die, I'm gonna be hurt. That nigga didn't give a fuck, man. Get out of here.
For real, he got a new bitch. He really don't care that his niggas died.
He don't give a fuck.
They was separate. They was living their own lives. They got the call. They're like, all right, my homie's in some trouble. You know what I'm saying? They lost their
life. Up immediately.
Got their smoke for that nigga. He didn't care.
Yeah. Right. So we get to the conclusion where we find out it's his brother and he gives him an ultimatum. He says, we're going to be even because you killed my people. I'm finna kill this bitch, the one you love, because she betrayed me. And then he did the thing again with the fucking
sleeve guns, nigga.
Yeah, the sleeve thing again. And he got his brother out of there. And then they fade to black, I feel like. They didn't show what happened with the rest of the fight. But we assume that he killed everybody, of course.
That nigga aired that bitch out and then went to the hospital to go check on the kid.
He probably dies like 1,000 shots, like always, because I feel like they had the gun pointed right at him.
No, look, Slim, he was standing still, remember? When they faded, the nigga was standing still. He was airing shit.
Still. That makes sense.
Well, they killed them niggas. He killed their boss, so I mean, them niggas don't gotta.
They put guns up. They put the guns up right after.
That's what I'm saying. He probably everybody went home. Like my boss did. I ain't got no money coming in.
Fuck no.
I don't have no money coming in.
What quit and went to unemployment?
What am I killing for if I don't got no money coming in?
Because you just killed. Nah. Pujols.
Yes.
We have seen it go in different shit. Seen one or two things happen. Either the underlings turn the fuck up, or they like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. whenever the boss get killed.
Yeah, but I feel like what they did in this movie, they didn't give us any reason to believe that it wasn't a gunfight after. Because I definitely feel like after he killed the brother, they put their guns up like they was about to shoot. And so I gotta assume that they had a gunfight after that.
If the boss tried to just smoke, like he shot at all of them niggas. Oh, I don't know any of you, and just bro, I'm not shooting.
Wasn't the girl there too? And all
that
was other people.
That's one bitch.
The girl is the one I saw with the gun up though. I seen her with the gun up immediately.
It might just be her, Slim, because everybody she tried to air out everybody else. Like, why am I
surrounded, bro? I don't know how he got.
He was the closest one to that nigga. But shit, she might have got blown down too. That nigga let off.
They must have all missed their bullets like everybody else did. Yeah,
they did. Luno, of course. That's how they
just missed.
Got super plot warmer, man. So it don't matter.
True.
I did real quick before we get to the like final conclusion. I did want to shed some light on Salma Hayek's part. Not only was she like very great in this part, I don't know what her history was prior to this part. But I think this was a very great part that she played. I think she did it very well. Also, her character in the movie, I feel, was a very much ride or die bitch, bro. Whenever they got to Pujols' house, she scared of this nigga. Clearly scared of this nigga. But now that she would, dude, he hop out the car. She hop out the car with him. He like, stay here. Like, nigga, I'm going. Don't even. She didn't even take a second to think about it. I'm in here with you. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah. I feel like all the actors in this movie did a good job, regardless of like all the issues I have with the movie itself. I feel like all the actors did a good job. Like they all played their parts real well to me.
I agree. Let's get to the ratings, brothers.
Let's do it.
Anytime.
Final thoughts, ratings. We're gonna start with Blackrootz.
Yeah, man. The reason why I chose this movie, I feel like this was my introduction to action. Like whenever I was a kid, I think this might have been like the first one my pop showed me whenever I was little and shit, and I really fucked with it. I've been a fan of I don't know why Antonio Banderas. I've been a fan of his since seeing this movie. Niggas might say he kind of a little corny because he did Puss in Boots shit. I don't really give a fuck about that. But I think this is a very fucking fire movie. I will recommend this to anybody. I've recommended it plenty of times to other people, just not none of y'all niggas for whatever reason. But yeah, man. If I had to give this a rating, even with the issues because I share the same issues with y'all there was some unrealistic shit. But it's a movie. It's an action movie. I fuck with it. I'm gonna give it a 9, bro.
All right, Bob Celeste.
Yo, it was a good movie. It didn't take itself too serious. I really liked the setting. I like the way it was shot. I like the characters, dialogue. Story was cool. It did its job. I don't really feel like too much of the corny action made this movie bad to me. But, it's just doing a little bit more on those shits and like doing just a little extra is what pushes movies over the top, and I could call them great. But I thought this movie was good. Probably a classic, and I would recommend it to people, but I think it's definitely a far cry from, well, in my view, what I consider to be a masterpiece. I'll give this movie a 7.2.
All right, Pujols.
Okay, 2 weeks in a row, another fun movie. That gave me a bad bitch, a beautiful woman in Salma Hayek at a young age, so I can't complain about that. Antonio Banderas nigga, I heard a lot about him, and the nigga was really like that. He was really fire when I finally watched one of his movies, so I'm gonna give him that. A lot of Hispanic shit with no Spanish shit, so I knew what was happening the whole time. I like that. I can understand language. Fire. I'm gonna give it a 8.2. Fire, nigga. I would recommend it to anybody. It was crazy. Great movie, bro.
All right. For me, I think the movie was entertaining, regardless of the issues that I have. I do have a lot of issues with the plot armor. Like, I understand, like, a lot of characters, main characters, protagonists have plot armor, but I feel like it was just a lot of shit that was just real too unrealistic. Like, what we kind of mentioned about like him literally standing in one spot in a lot of scenes, people with assault rifles shooting at him and not being able to hit him at all. Like him diving backwards off the fuck of a roof and shoot. It was just a lot of shit that I felt like was too unrealistic to me. Like it kind of just felt like a joke for most of it. It was entertaining though. I don't know if I will watch it again because I feel like I see a lot of movies with this kind of like genre, like the gunslinger type shit, and I feel like it's not one of the best ones I've seen. Even if it's like, I was actually thinking of it like one of the old Western type of movies, and I think I've seen like a lot of better versions of those type movies too. So for me, I think it was entertaining, but I give it a 6 overall. And Tex is last.
I might be a little biased because I fuck with Quentin Tarantino movies and shit. But yeah, I fuck with the movie though. Like, it's a classic. It was entertaining. I was very entertained. Like, I ain't even give a fuck about like the stupid shit. Like, it was funny. Like, I get this whole like a 7.9. Like, it almost was like an 8, but just the little minor details kind of lower my score a little bit. But yeah,
all right,
7.9.
All right, 7.9, and KTL had to leave. So for the movie Desperado, we got a 7.6.
Pretty good.
That's pretty accurate too.
Right.
Did KTL send the score? Or he ain't sent shit.
Nah, he just left. So with that being said, we got a 7.6 for Desperado. Next week's movie will be chosen by Pujols, I believe, right?
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, we got Pujols, man. What you got?
Oh, man. Hello, y'all niggas, man. So I got a classic, man. I got 2014 Zombievers, man. I'm fucking with y'all niggas. I ain't gonna make it.
I was about to say this nigga about to hold the shit out of us.
Nigga about to make us watch Old Yeller.
Nah, no funny though. I got 2014's Nightcrawler, man. I seen that shit.
Let's
like
go.
Fire.
That shit was crazy. I got 2014's Nightcrawler. Let's get it.
Let's fucking go.
Is that the Jake Gyllenhaal joint?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, I don't gotta watch it. Thank God. I don't see
All right, man.
so many times.
So that has been episode 12, nigga, Dose, of the Real Rap Coalition podcast. We will be back next week. Yeah, Spanish, man. We'll be back next week with another episode, man. We out of here.